Hey you doing everybody, this is John, host of Video Games in the World, and welcome to Illusion of Gaia. So last time we saw the truth about Neil's parents, and now we are going to the natives' village. And then after that is the Temple of Angkor Wat. So where we are going is into the natives' village. So hot and so humid. And skeletons scattered around. Only a couple of huts in here. There's a red jewel. Yes. There's another red jewel, but you need to revive one of those females. Yeah, the village seems abandoned. Oink, oink. Okay, so they're gonna rest right now. They fell into a deep sleep, and a long time passes. Uh-oh. We got company. Ouch. They seem to be very hungry. Those children look so upset. The servant boy said that in Phrygia, there's so much famine in this country. Those bones are the bodies of the people who've starved to death. Oh no, we'll be next! Oh no. Hamlet, why such a sad look? It's as if we separated. Oh no. Man. That part makes me really sad, even up until this day. No matter how many times I play this game, and I get to this part, that part makes me really, really sad. Listen, everyone. It was Hamlet's wish to be food for these people. One baby pig could save many villagers. Mother? You know, I think this scene in the game, now that I think about it, I think the scene in the game reminds me of a Buddhist story I heard about the hungry traveler who was starving and had nothing to eat. The fox, being quick and and smart, he captured a fish in the he captured like grape. He got grapes for the hungry traveler. The bear, being strong, he got fish for the traveler. However, the bunny, feeling useless, jumped into the fire and burned itself to save the hungry traveler. Sad. Poor. And that kid just drew a picture of the temple of Angkor Wat. The Cambodian temple of Angkor Wat is one of the wonders of the world. Okay, so now let's go into the Cambodian temple of Angkor Wat. Now, this is where things are going to get very hard, people. There's a bunch of bees and these creatures whose head extend, and you need to destroy them in order to destroy them fully by hitting their bodies. And these moving heads, these guys are a pain in the ass. Okay, so the Cambodian temple of Angkor Wat is a temple complex in Cambodia. It is located in Siem Reap. Hope I didn't butcher that. It's located on a site measuring 162.6 hectares, like 1,626,000 meters square and 402 acres. The Guinness World Records consider it as the largest religious structure in the world. Originally constructed as a Hindu temple dedicated to the god Vishnu for the Khmer Empire by King Suryavarman II during the 12th century, it was gradually transformed into a Buddhist temple towards the end of the century. As such, it is also described as a Hindu Buddhist temple. It combines two basic parts of the Khmer temple architecture, the Temple Mountain and the later Gallery Temple. It is assigned to represent Mount Meru, home of the Devas in Hindu mythology, within a moat more than 5 kilometers long, and an outer wall 3.6 kilometers long are 3 rectangular galleries, each raised above the next. At the center of the temple stands a quincunx of towers. Unlike most Angkorian temples, Angkor Wat is oriented to the west. So the builder was started by Suryavarman II and completed by Jayavarman VII. It's one of the wonders of the world. However, in this temple, there is no mystic statue, because in this temple you will learn a truth about the world in this game. Anyway, today on YouTube, I saw a voting poll. Anyway, before I talk to you about what I saw today on a voting poll on YouTube, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has just been released, and unfortunately I don't have a Switch and I cannot play it. But I'm not gonna watch any video playthroughs because I don't want it to spoil it. But I did play Breath of the Wild, but only in demos and at a friend's house as well, but I never got to beat the game. So I guess I have to play Breath of the Wild before I play Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, now let's talk about what I saw on YouTube regarding a voting poll. I don't remember the name of the channel right now, but I did see a poll about cable TV, that if cable TV is watchable today, and the majority of people voted no. And I was one of the people who voted no, because cable TV is not exactly what it used to be, as it lost its identity. Oh shit, Jesus. I just got killed. Before we proceed, I'm gonna tell you something. We got like 4 red jewels in this temple, and a a new technique for free then, the Earthquaker, in which you jump from a platform and by pressing the attack button, you can unleash an earthquake and it can stun the enemy for like a few seconds at least. Dios mío. Anyway, about cable TV, look. The reason people don't watch cable TV anymore is because cable TV is not exactly what it used to be anymore. Because so many channels had an identity that defined them, but unfortunately, they lost that identity. So many awesome cartoons I remember watching that lost their identity. Cartoon Network, MTV, VH1, BET. You know. So MTV started out as a music video channel in 1981. And the way MTV launched in 1981, it was really artistic. It was really cool how they used the footage of the Apollo launching into space, the Apollo 11 launching, and the moon landing, and hearing the words say, "Ladies and gentlemen, rock and roll." I wasn't born at that time, but I saw a clip of the first launch of MTV, and the first music video that played was "Video Killed the Radio Star" by the Buggles. Yeah, MTV was all about music videos back then. But then in the 1990s, we started having a lot of cool shows like Headbangers Ball, The Grind, MTV Yo Raps, Total Request Live. Oh, Jesus, I got killed again. Like I said, the symbol is very hard. So yeah, on MTV we had TV shows like The Grind, Headbangers Ball, MTV Yo Raps, Total Request Live, The Max, Daria, Beavis and Butthead, Celebrity Deathmatch, Jackass. You know, great shows they were. Very awesome shows. Then in the 2000s, we started having less musical content and more non-music related content. What I remember in the 2000s on MTV were shows like Dismissed, Room Raiders, Making the Video, Making the Band, the Yo Mama Jokes TV show. It was a competition in a game show about making your mama jokes. And MTV's Cribs, Punk'd, Viva La Bam, and what else? Oh yes, Newlyweds Nick and Jessica, because Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson were the it couple at the time. And also there was the Ashley Simpson show, Parental Control, and then comes these reality shows like Teen Mom and 16 and Pregnant, and the crown jewel of the 2000s, Jersey Shore. But reality shows didn't begin with Jersey Shore and Teen Mom and 16 and Pregnant and the Ashley Simpson show and Newlyweds Nick and Jessica. It started out with The Real World and in the 1990s, and its sister TV show, reality show titled Road Rules. Now, The Real World was about 7 strangers picked to live in a house, and it included people that were totally underrepresented in the media, such as Blacks, Latinos, LGBT, you know, and talked about many topics that were considered taboo at the time, that were like considered taboo to talk about television, like AIDS, the LGBT, race, religion, politics, you know, and also sex and sexuality. Yeah, MTV was truly creating culture back in the 1990s. However, the crown jewel of the 2000s, like I said, Jersey Shore. Jersey Shore, I remember that it was about four men and four women, it, Italian Americans, except that one of them was half Polish, half Italian. One was Chilean. One was born Chilean, adopted by Italian Americans, and the other one was Puerto Rican and Italian. And the other one was Irish and Spanish. Angelina, Nicole Polisi, aka Snooki, and Ronnie Ortiz Magro, and Jennifer Farley, aka J Wow. Yeah, Jersey Shore was pretty popular as you saw them partying, getting into fights, and all these toxic, tumultuous relationships that some of the housemates had. But then, but after that, MTV was no longer about music anymore by the mid 2000s. Now, music, if you wanted to be famous in music, it wasn't, you could no longer become famous by going on MTV anymore. Because YouTube became the way to go, like by 2005. No, by the mid to late 2000s, YouTube, if you wanted fame in music, YouTube was the way to go. You know what I'm saying? And it's still the way to go nowadays. Pardon me? Sorry, I'm just having a Coors Banquet like William Sapka in Cobra Kai. like William Sapka's character, iconic character Johnny Lawrence. Coors Banquet. Tastes pretty light though, but it's good. Anyway, about MTV. But then in the 2010s, MTV was no more about music. It was only reality shows. Then in the 2010s, we started having TV shows like that spin-off of Jersey Shore, Snooki and Jay Wow, and in the late 2010s we had the revival of Jersey Shore titled Jersey Shore Family Reunion, and then comes Jersey Shore Family Vacation. And not to mention also that Ridiculousness first premiered in 2010. And then we started having shows like the Shannara Chronicles, Scream, Teen Wolf, and even I Know What You Did Last Summer has a TV show of its own, I heard. And then comes Floribama Shore. Floribama Shore didn't interest me. It looked like it was garbage anyway. It totally looked like it was garbage. Oh, I forgot a show in the 1990s as well that also had a revival. The TV show Undressed. Now, Undressed was a show that also broke barriers because Undressed was a show about sex and relationships. You had teenagers, college students, and same-sex couples in that one. Undressed. Some of the most famous names in entertainment were in that show as well, such as Pedro Pascal, Brandon Routh, the late Jason David Frank, Alison Kipperman, who plays as Sailor in Power Rangers Wild Force, Serena Vincent, who plays as Maya in Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. So MTV was creating culture in the 90s. Okay, so now we got the Earthquaker. Yay! Now, things I didn't like about... Now, I wasn't too interested in MTV anymore, but there were times I did watch the MTV Movie Awards, but what I did like about the Movie Awards was like from 2009 until 2012, the MTV Movie Awards were so biased because Twilight was getting all the awards. And to think that I don't like Twilight. Yeah, I started to think that MTV was making a very poor judgment of movies. And yeah, MTV was no longer as good as it used to be, but then the Video Music Awards of 2011 garnered a lot of views because Beyonce announced that she was pregnant. And but things I didn't like were on MTV in the 2010s where BuzzFeed, where Decoded and Brawlers didn't interest me. Now, what made MTV hit rock bottom was that stupid video that they uploaded, like the 2017's New Year's resolutions video. That video was so, oh my god, disgusting, and in very poor taste. And that's another red jewel right here. So yeah. And you know, in the 40th anniversary of MTV, there was no nostalgia moments in the on the day of its 40th anniversary. You didn't get to see old shows like old music videos and old shows like Liquid Television, Soap Opera, The Max, Daria, Beavis and Butthead, Celebrity Deathmatch. None of the old shows. Why? Because it was only 24 hours of ridiculousness. Jesus Christ. And now MTV is nothing more than the than daily marathons of ridiculousness. So what other channels lost their identity? Well, Cartoon Network, it had its variety of cartoons. It started out with cartoons like Looney Tunes, Hanna-Barbera cartoons, Tom and Jerry, and stuff like Toonami. Watching anime like Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Ronin Warriors, Outlaw Star, Fist of the North Star, Mobile Suit Gundam. Cartoon Network was also creating culture. her. So many awesome cartoons back then. And what else about Cartoon Network? Yeah, in the 2000s, Cartoon Network seems to be going downhill, but then it still had a spark with shows like Ben 10, Johnny Test, and the Green Lantern animated series, which I thought was pretty cool, and Young Justice. I used to love Young Justice until Cartoon Network abruptly canceled it after its second season. It came back in 2019, and now canceled once again, and it's nothing but a cliffhanger now. Okay. Before we proceed on, before I continue talking about Cartoon Network, in this stage I have to find the black crystal glasses, because there is a room where it shines, where the light shines so brightly that you cannot even see where you're going. So yeah, Cartoon Network was really awesome back then. However, what kept some people watching Cartoon Network in the 2010s were Adventure Time, Gumball, Amazing World of Gumball, and the crown jewel, Steven Universe. Steven Universe was an awesome cartoon because... Okay, so I found the black crystal glasses right here. Now, as I said, Steven Universe was an awesome cartoon. For those who don't know it, I'll tell you. Steven Universe tells the story of the Crystal Gems, aliens from another planet that come to Earth to defend it, and their youngest member is a hybrid human gem called Steven. Okay. Gotcha. And now many of the shows have ended, and now Cartoon Network is the channel of Teen Titans Go. Not to mention also that the Bravo Network used to be about movies and opera until it also got the reality show thing. That is, yeah, they got into the reality show thing, like that cruise liner reality show called Below Deck, and there's also the Vanderpump Rules and the Crown Jewel, the Real Housewives series. VH1 was also about music videos, But then came reality shows like The Flavor of Love, The Osbournes, The Cartel Crew, and Mob Wives. Slide under. There you go. And BET was also had music videos, but then it came a place of reality shows as well. Now, what kept me watching Cartoon Network as well was Adult Swim. Adult Swim at first started with dark and gritty anime, but then they started having shows like Squidbillies, C-Lab 2021, they started also having the Boondocks, Robot Chicken, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, you know. And also, now, the topic of video games. Now, when it comes to video games on cable TV, I remember that we used to have G4 TV. Yeah, G4 TV was pretty awesome. It was another network that totally lost its identity as well. Now, G4 TV was about video games and technology. I remember all these awesome shows like Icons, X-Play, Unbeatable Bansuke, Ninja Warrior, Attack of the Show. They were really awesome shows back then. And also I used to watch G4 because I wanted to see E3, the Tokyo Game Show, San Diego Comic-Con, you know. So many awesome shows we had back then on G4, but then they also got infected with the reality show crap. Reality shows like Cheaters, reruns of Cops, and also Campus PD. So many hours of Cheaters they had, and so many hours of Cops as well. That's something I didn't even like. And eventually, by the end of 2014, G4 would end up being shut down for good and replaced by the Esquire network. Now, the Esquire network was once a network that was aimed at a mostly male audience, mostly metrosexual audience that talked about stuff like fashion, cooking, LGBT stuff, you know. Okay, before I continue on with G4, let's talk about this game for a little bit. I've gone on long enough with the we're talking about how cable lost its identity because of a poll I saw. Will, I've been waiting for you to come for thousands of years. What? Who are you? I am dreaming. Time has spent since the dream began, and my body became what you see. And he's gonna show us something. It's a city, a modern day city. an advanced civilization. That is a new world. That world is all gray. This world has blue water, green mountains, brown earth all over. You will usher in that world. Me, such a strange world. Tall trees replaced by buildings, rivers replaced by roads. No matter what kind of world people have, if they think they're happy, then they're happy. Go to the village and restore those who have been turned into statues. So, this thing will turn us into the so that thing gave us the Gorgon flower, and we can turn those who were turned into the statues back to normal. Okay, so now it's time to get that final red jewel of this place, so we can finally get the hell out of here. Anyway, about G4. Yeah, G4 ended in 2014, but then it had a revival on Thanksgiving of 2021, where we saw some of the originals of G4, and it was good to see them again in a way, but I was kind of skeptical. So G4 returned in 2022 last year, but unfortunately it was not going to be it wasn't as popular as the original when it first started, and because of certain things that occurred on G4, the network didn't last very long. Financial difficulties, because cable TV was not as relevant as it was anymore. If you wanted to see gaming content, you had to go to YouTube, Twitch, Discord, you know. So yeah, cable television lost its identity. MTV became the Ridiculousness Network channel, and the Bravo Network went from movies and opera to Below Deck, The Vanderpump Rules, and The Real Housewives. VH1 became the channel of Mob Wives, The Flavor of Love, Cartel Crew, you know. Bye-bye. Okay, so let's go back to the natives village and give the Gorgon flower to these females that were turned into statues. Since I've spoken about G4, I want to announce that I'm writing on how the G4 network destroyed itself. It's going to be uploaded on my main channel of Video Games and the World. Okay, so it's back to the natives village. Ramapoa means hello in this region. And that's another red jewel. Okay, so now the traders knew there was no food and led the children away. Labor traders came from a town in the northwest. They took so many villagers. That's human trafficking, man. But luckily, now that Neil is president of Rolex, he's gonna put an end to the human trafficking. He's like reforming the company and making it change. Change is always good in some situations, of course. Or not in some situations. Change is always good, even if it hurts. At that time, I was getting ready for bed when I recorded this clip. So he reformed the company of Rolex that will do pepper imports and not human trafficking. That's pretty good. We got some red jewels. We got red jewels in this place. And they're weaving carpets. It takes almost 40 years to weave. Wow, that's almost half of their lifetime. Jesus Christ. And there's a huge pyramid near the town of Dao. So the next clip is going to be the Egyptian pyramids. And I gotta get ready to wrap this up now. Once I'm done talking to the villagers, of course. So I got 41 red jewels. Only a few more left. It feels so good. So, time for me to wrap up this video. So, I'll see you all on the next clip, okay? So, have a good one. Later.